Not many cup holders in a 67 Cutlass Supreme to hold this here MacGuffin. Didn't even know till last week what a MacGuffin was. It's a plot device used in the movies. They don't explain what it was, but it drives the plot. Bored Stiff by Piers Anthony, number 38, I think, Exanth novel. Chapter 1, Bored. She looked at her reflection in the water of the shallow well. Luxuriant midnight black hair to her breathtakingly slender waist. Matching dark eyes and a lovely face. A torso coming yay close to absolute perfection. She was man's desire. That was part of the problem. Well, on with it. Oh, wishing well, they say you will grant any wish, provided you like the offering given for it. But that if you don't like the offering, you may still grant the wish, but not in a way the wisher wants. So the wisher is sorry she ever bothered you. So it's a gamble, because no one really knows what you like. She paused, but of course there was no answer. The surface of the water remained mirror smooth, but it did seem to be listening. They also say that the correct way to approach you is to introduce yourself, explain your situation, make your wish, and then drop the offering into the well. Or the water, beg your pardon. That the wish will be granted instantly. And that's it. If you don't like the way it's done, you're still stuck with it. You don't do unwishes. There was a faint ripple. Was that interest? I was named Irrelevant Candy because, well, I don't exactly know why, but I think I was named in part after the irrelevant, which is a large, wider pink animal with a very long nose that is incapable of making any difference no matter how hard it tries. Too bad the Barnum and Bailey Circus had to roll up. Those elephants were important, or as they call them when you're with it, the bulls. My name is a curse because everyone ignored me, thinking I was irrelevant, when I'm actually a very pretty girl, as you can see. So I tried going by my initial instead. That made me Eye Candy. Then everyone looked at me. In fact, they looked too much. Their eyes wandered to places that, well, made me blush. Wherever I go now, those wandering eyes pursue me. I almost feel them peering down inside my halter and up under my skirt, trying to pull off my clothing. They don't care about me at all, just how I look, or how certain parts of me look, and their cynosure makes me feel dirty there. This is no good either. She paused again. Now there was a stronger ripple, almost in the shape of an eye. The well was definitely looking. She hoped it was orienting on her face. So I'm caught between two extremes, irrelevance or getting eyed. Maybe that's my talent. I'm not aware of any other. This ruins my social life. I'm actually a smart girl who would make any man an excellent wife. But no man sees that. No man is interested in my mind or personality, just my whatevers. So here's my wish. I'm bored stiff. I want adventure, excitement, and romance. Now the ripples made her reflection shimmer. She definitely had the wishing well's attention. I searched all over for a suitable offering, she continued. It occurred to me that how you look is governed by the sand on your bottom. It is frankly sort of dull. So I found a pretty colored stone that should add interest. Here it is, my offering, and I hope you like it. She brought out the stone, which was like a faceted blue diamond, sparkling all over. She dropped it into the well. Something happened. A sudden whirlwind surrounded her, lifting her up and ripping off her clothing. She was changing somehow. Then she fell flat on the ground. Literally. Candy had been transformed into a flat, stiff board with 2 knotholes for eyes. About 4 paragraphs of whimpering and moaning about that. And then another person approached the wishing well. Candy's knot eyes extended to either side of the board, and she could see very well despite lying flat on the ground. She could also hear the footfalls despite having no ears she knew of. It was a handsome young man with short curly blonde hair, a bit of a blonde beard, and a muscular body. Exactly the kind she might have liked to flirt with, assuming his eyes stayed in his head. The man's foot just missed stepping on her. Watch it, she thought. If you were a woman, I'd see right up under your dress to your panties, and you'd never live down. But of course, he wasn't a woman, and his jeans showed nothing. Her attempt at sarcastic humor fell flat at the board she was. It was probably just as well that she was unable to utter it. He came to stand by the well, gazing down into the water. "Hi there," he said, and paused as if expecting a reply. When there was none, he continued, "My name is Ease, because it is my talent to make hard things easy. I can do just about any simple thing without much sweat. That's the problem. I crave a challenge that will give me personal satisfaction, and I haven't found it. I even went to the good magician to find a challenge, but he had no answer for me. But I know better than to wish for that outright. I need to be more specific, or you'll give me something that is technically correct but actually messes me up, such as changing my talent to the ability to absorb magic from something, then play it back, or emulating animalistic ability so I could fight like an animal, or the talent of always taking the shortest distance between 2 points. I'd just foul those up. So I have thought of 3 things that might get help, any one of which might bring me satisfaction. The perfect weapon, the perfect adventure, the perfect woman. Give me one of those, your choice, and I'll use it to get satisfaction." Now that was interesting. Recognizing his own limitations, he was letting the well decide which wish to grant, while offering it fairly general directions. Maybe there was a bit of originality in him. Candy liked that. "Actually, they don't even have to be perfect," he continued. I'd settle for just about any pretty girl who liked me and would support me loyally, or any adventure that was exciting and interesting, or even a cutlass or cut more. You know, a sword that cuts women less or others more. There's a fellow named Frank Serpico. He favors the term lamplighter over whistleblower. Don't know why, but that's what I've heard.